Dun 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 dun. Oh snap. Look at what we've got. We got a booster box of Brilliant Stars and an Elite Trainer box. What? Who is so excited? Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to open this right now. Huge shout out to the Pokemon Company for sending us this stuff. Super excited to get into it, but we can't get into it until February 11th. So set your calendar for what? 6 days from today? We're going to crack this bad boy open. This is as much for you guys as it is for me. So we're going to give away every single card that we pull from this. And from this, it's going to be super fun. We got a lot of fun content. Usually I wouldn't record another video right now. Like I've recorded a lot of videos this week, but I'm enjoying it so much. I'm really just having the time of my life, kind of interacting with you guys and hanging out. And it just, everything is just great. I really appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, join us. We're going to be announcing our big Brilliant Stars giveaway, and we're going to be giving away our Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes. We're giving away 1 Charizard and 1 Blastoise. If you want to win that, all you have to do is go back to the video that we posted on Sunday of last week going over the Evolutions market. Leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Boom, you are entered. We'll announce that winner tomorrow. What is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. I want to talk some Brilliant Stars. I want to talk some character rares, trainer gallery, whatever you want to call it. I want to go over some data, go over some numbers, try and compare this a little bit, and most importantly, remind everybody not to FOMO over what is coming out in this set. So we don't know yet exactly what is going to be in the trainer gallery. We have seen a few cards that have kind of leaked. I mean, it's a little sus how they got out there, but for the most part, we don't know everything that's going on yet. We should have that information in just a few days, early next week, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. All those pre-release kits, all those booster boxes should be shipping to LGSs that run pre-releases. So a lot of that stuff's going to start getting open, and then we'll be able to get a full grasp of what is in that trainer gallery. So we'll cover that some point this week, but I am super excited. But I also want everybody to kind of bring it back a little bit. There's going to be a lot of really cool cards in this set, right? Like we've got the alternate art Charizard, we've got Charizard VStar, we got alternate art Arceus, we've got Arceus VStar. We got a lot of really great stuff, and it's going to be super cool. But one thing I want to remind everybody is that these cards are going to start out super expensive, and let's kind of pump the brakes a little bit and make sure we do not overinvest, overspend, make poor decisions when it comes to buying these cards, because I know a lot of people are going to be excited and want to buy master sets. I know people are going to want to complete their binders when it comes to this set, and I completely understand why. It looks super cool, but let's try and make sure we do it at the best price point that we possibly can, so that way we can reinvest more of our funding into our collections, make the best decisions, and so on and so forth. So I started thinking, okay, well, how can we do that? What can we look at in order to figure out where we should spend our money, where the price point should be at before we start investing in those cards, before we start putting money in those cards? So I started looking at Cosmic Eclipse, started looking at Vivid Voltage, and the reason why is partly based off of an assumption. I personally think that the trainer gallery cards that are going to be in this booster box are going to average 2 to 3 pulls per box. So I think we'll still get between 7 to 8 ultra rares. I could be way off base, so let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Still think we'll get 7 to 8 ultra rares per box, but I think then we'll get an additional 2 to 3 of those character rares, of those secret rares, of those trainer gallery cards in each box, which brings your hit total up. It's going to make it feel like the booster boxes are a lot more like what we saw in Vivid Voltage, in Cosmic Eclipse, and that's why I'm trying to compare the two, because it's really the only data that we can possibly use, and we'll be able to get more information on that as time comes. So I am very excited to kind of deliver those pull rates to you guys once I get a fair amount of sample size out there. So what I did is I kind of compiled information going over Cosmic Eclipse, and then a little information at the bottom going over Vivid Voltage. And one of the great things about this is we're going to look at some price points right now where a lot of Cosmic Eclipse of these secret rares right now are actually looking at, like, they're pretty attractive when it comes to the price points. They've actually lowered quite a bit in pricing, which I think might actually be a good time to buy, because I think some of these cards might start going up. Brilliant Stars might really start bringing in more hype and more excitement around some of these character cards. So if you're looking to complete a Cosmic Eclipse Master Set, still looking at getting some of those pieces for your collection, now might not be too bad of a time to buy it. But again, don't FOMO over everything, and don't take my advice for it. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. We're providing you with numbers right now. We're providing you with data right now. Form your own conclusion, form your own hypothesis, and do what you can to make sure you're making the best decision for your money. With that being said, if we look at Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes right now, at one point they were at $530, $529.29. Then they dipped down. That was kind of at the end of July. So that's really when the market started to flatten off a little bit, especially when it came to a lot of vintage products, a lot of older products. And in no way is Cosmic Eclipse vintage by any means, but it is a little bit older, and there's still a lot of excitement in it because of those character art cards. It did drop down in the end of September down to that $482.52 price point. Now it started creeping back up a little bit, sitting right now, settling. Everybody hashtag settling in the comments. Huge L right there on my part. $506.95 is where it's at right now. If we look at the booster packs, there was a decent dip because of the reprint, not really reprint, restock in those Pokeball tins that we saw kind of at the beginning of December, end of November. That brought everything way down here to $10.33. Still pretty expensive for a booster pack, but its high point $15.72, much lower than that, which is good. Right now it's sitting at $10.80, so just above its low point for the last 6 months. If we look at the Pikachu card, the Secret Rare Ash's Pikachu, this is kind of the most popular card in Cosmic Eclipse outside of maybe the Charizard Secret Rare, but this is the #1 best-selling card when it comes to TCG Player. $42.11 is its current market price. At one point it hit $50. I know it was higher than that about a year ago. Low point was actually about a month ago. It dropped down to $37.75, so we're right around the low point over the last 6 months. $42.11 is where it's currently sitting. If we look at Piplup, the second best-selling card out of all Cosmic Eclipse, sitting at $17.18 for its high point, which actually happened, well, it actually happened back in about June, but it was really close to that in end of November, beginning of December, right around there. Middle of December, actually. $11.56 is where it fell, kind of at the end of August there, and now you can see it's kind of climbed up a little bit, right? Trending in the upward direction, sitting at $14.64. Next up, we have Mimikyu. Mimikyu is at $13.65 at one point, and that was in the middle of November. So not really a whole lot of trends that correlate together on when these specific cards have hit their peak. Right now, though, it is at a 6-month low, sitting at $10.85. Or $10.65. Very low compared to where it has been. Again, this is only a few dollars off. The percentage points are a little bit higher, but right now it's kind of showing you, right now, for the most part, these have really just ranged from a couple dollars here and there over the past 6 months. If we look at Coughing, $9.16 was its high point. That happened in the beginning of September. It hit its low not too long ago. About a month ago, it went down to $6.60. It's gained a little bit of that back, but still sitting under $7 at $6.96 right now on TCG Player. The next one we're going to look at is Torkoal. I forget exactly how many. I think there's 11 secret rares in this set, 11 of those character art cards. I could be wrong. There might be a couple more. If we look at Torkoal, its high point was $8.07. So for the most part, we're not looking at super expensive cards outside of that Ash's Pikachu that we saw first and we looked at first. The rest of these are kind of around that $10 mark or less. $8.07 for that Torkoal card. It was down to $6.21. More of substantial differences here, but that's because we're dealing with smaller numbers and smaller differences, so you have less numbers in your graph. But $8.07 for its high point, which happened right at the beginning of October. It went down to $6.21 almost overnight, a couple weeks later, and now it's kind of trending back upwards in the right direction at $7.87, so only about 20 cents off of its 6-month high. Steelix is next up. At one point it was at $7.62, but that was way back in June, so we're moving much further now, about 8 months later, and now it's basically at its 6-month low. It's at $6.19. It hit its 6-month low technically in the middle of November, but it's only 8 cents higher than that. I'm sure we're like inflated by 8 cents over the past 4 months or so. If we look at Wishy Washy, $6.84 for its high point. That happened actually not too long ago. That actually happened at the beginning of January, which is very surprising. We haven't seen that so far out of the rest of these character rare cards. Its low point was kind of at the beginning of November. Now it's sitting closer to that high point, $6.76, but still relatively affordable. If we look at, what is the next one? Magnemite. I don't know why it doesn't show properly sometimes, whatever. $5.28 is its high point, which it looks like it was kind of around its high point a couple of times. It hit its high point right at the beginning of January, also hit its high point at the end of June. Its low point $4.12, so really not that far off from its high point. You're only talking about a little over $1 of a difference there. $4.79 is where it's sitting right now. Gallade is next up on the chopping block. $4.92 for its low point, which it hit at the beginning of December, kind of when you saw a lot of that sealed product start dropping. $6.35 for its high point, but that happened back in June. Starting to climb up a little bit, and now it's kind of dropped back down a little bit. But again, it'll be interesting to see if there is any impact that Brilliant Stars character rares, those trainer gallery cards, might have on some of these older secret rares, because when Brilliant Stars first releases, I do think some of these trainer gallery cards are going to be overhyped. And that's why we're creating this video, right? To kind of tone things down a little bit and realize that, hey, if you want to open up some sealed product right away from the get-go, go ahead, pull some of these cards. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're like, okay, I'm done opening Brilliant Stars, I want to start buying singles, you may want to wait a little bit, especially for these character art cards, because I do feel like they're going to have decent pull rates. And we have to pay really close attention to that over the next couple weeks. So we'll try and get that pull rate video out as fast as we possibly can. $6.35 for its high point for Gallade. Its low point, like I said, was $4.92. Moving on, next was Weavile. So Weavile's high point was $4.86. Its low point was $4.13. So you're talking about 73 cents of a difference between its high point and low point over the past 6 months. So this card has relatively remained flat for the entire 6, 7, 8 months that we've been studying it, or that TCG player has been studying it using this graphing model here. It hit its high point of $4.86 back in August. Its low point right before that in June. And for the most part, it's just been kind of shuffling back and forth with 50 cents in between there. If we look at Stoutland, the second to last card we're going to look at, $3.63 was its low point back at the beginning of January. Its high point was in June at $4.83. Right now it's sitting at $4, so kind of right in the middle there. Excadrill, $2.82 for its low point, which happened back in July about. Now it hit its high point not too long ago, kind of at the end of December. Now it's sitting at $3.27, so much closer to its high point than what it saw from its low point. But still, again, you're talking about, 68 cents or so in between its high point and a low point. So for the most part, relatively flat, right? So definitely looks like now might be the time to start looking at some of those character rares, especially if you can get them now before, if there does happen to be hype. And judging by the looks of things, if you are missing these cards and you do want to buy some copies, there shouldn't be that much wiggle room over the next couple weeks, because there hasn't been that much change. One thing that I wanted to put out note of is that this set released November 1st of 2019. When Cosmic Eclipse first came out, again, you were dealing with $90 booster boxes, $95 booster boxes. There wasn't that much hype behind Cosmic Eclipse. A lot of people were excited about the character arts that were coming out, but it wasn't like it was driving up sealed product prices. The demand was nowhere near what we saw in 2020, 2021, anything like that. So Cosmic Eclipse is kind of one of those last couple sets, Cosmic Eclipse, Unified Minds, Unbroken Bonds, those last couple sets that really kind of snuck in before we saw Sword and Shield, and then before the pandemic hit and started really blowing up prices. 11 spots of the top 27 card sales on TCG Player right now when it comes to Cosmic Eclipse are made up by these character art cards. So this is definitely, we're dealing with the most popular cards in the set right now do happen to be character arts. The number 1 spot was the Pikachu, the number 2 spot was the Piplup, and then you had some various spots that trickled all the way down to number 27. So 11 of those spots are filled up, 11 of those top 27 spots are filled up by character art cards. I wanted to put out what pre-order pricing looked like for Vivid Voltage Amazing Rares, because that's kind of what I'm using for a supply and demand metric here, even though Vivid Voltage was in demand much more because kind of had a short print run compared to supply, right? Like supply could not meet demand for Vivid Voltage, so a lot of people were struggling, kind of FOMOing for those Amazing Rares right away. We didn't know what pull rates were going to be like for Amazing Rares. It ended up being 2 to 3 per box, but that didn't stop people from buying it for these exorbitant prices right away. Celebi was selling for $80, Amazenta was selling for $55, Jirachi was selling for $80, Zacian was selling for $50, Rayquaza was selling for $100, and Raikou was selling for $45. So we're going to be looking at 30 cards in this trainer gallery here that are probably going to be selling for, $20 plus pre-order for just about all of them. If you stay the course a little bit, don't FOMO over it, you might be able to get a much better deal once they see pull rates, assuming that pull rates are going to be that way. I could be wrong. Pull rates could be different. You could only get 1 per box. We'll wait and see what happens, and we should know, like I said, more information within the next few days. So we'll kind of create another video and study what happens once we start seeing some booster boxes actually being opened. That will give us a much better idea of where these pre-order prices should be, despite what they probably will be when they come out. So this is food for thought, something that I kind of wanted to put out there. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with these graphs, with talking to you guys, working through these financial decisions that we're making, I guess, together. And I just wanted to put this information out there. So if you enjoy hearing it as much as I enjoy delivering it, please hit that like button down below. Share this channel with all of your friends. If we all share it with 10 people tomorrow, we'll reach like 100,000 subscribers in no time. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Make sure to leave a comment because it goes a long way for the algorithm, but most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. You mean the world to me. I appreciate you so much. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Peace.